Well, News Nation's Elizabeth Pran is going to join us now on Morning in America. Elizabeth, what do we know about how the gunman was able to penetrate the perimeter?
Yeah, good morning, Anna. Well, that really is the big question. Lots of agencies are looking into and investigating some of the mistakes that played out on Saturday. In fact, President Biden has ordered an independent investigation that could certainly unveil more details about the protocol in place, about holes that were there. How did this gunman penetrate that perimeter, get on the rooftop of this manufacturing plant? So obviously he was in an elevated position, about 150 yards, stage right, direct line sight of the former president. Now we're hearing from top congressional leaders, House Speaker Mike Johnson demanding a briefing. He wants more testimony. He wants to hear from the head of Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle. So they really want to air out the protocol. What is in place? What can the Secret Service tell us? And in fact, President Biden says going forward, former President Trump will now receive some of the protection that he does, the same rather, as commander-in-chief. But there are videos circulating, people saying, listen, we were able to call out the gunman before he opened fire. Why was there a delay? Why wasn't he engaged? What are the rules of engagement? So authorities really now have to dig through just dozens of videos and photos of people who were at the rally. Critics say, Anna, this is the worst security breach since Ronald Reagan's attempted assassination. That was back in 1981. What is different now? What has changed? What has evolved?
Yeah. Well, the former president is praising the Secret Service for acting quickly and helping him once gunshots rang out. But of course, the planning and preparation that went into this from the Secret Service and local law enforcement agencies really under scrutiny this morning. Elizabeth, was the Secret Service understaffed the day of the shooting? Is that one of the questions this morning?
Well, and we see them front and center really responding to claims that much of the Secret Service staff were diverted because the First Lady was also in the state and that there were other campaign events. They are certainly denying this. They had said that, yes, that the First Lady was also campaigning in the state, but they had all of their resources out to protect the former president and, of course, to protect the First Lady. But there is an outcry, and I will say there are critics that are focusing on the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheadle. They say that they do want her to resign, claiming that her agency did drop the ball under her leadership. She has been in the role for 2 years. We know that she will be appearing before the House Oversight Committee on July 22nd. Of course, Anna, this really is evolving, right? And we're watching it by the hour, by the minute, as more critics continue to come out. Anna?
You got it. Elizabeth Pran, thank you so much for that reporting.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.